Welcome to TPM Vid's Disney Beat, where we talk about all things Disney. If you're new to the channel and like what you see, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. You can also find us on all your favorite social media platforms. Summer is just around the corner, and there is a lot to get excited about at Walt Disney World. From new rides like Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets to brand new shows, construction updates, new details on Monstropolis at Hollywood Studios, and even a big announcement for Carousel of Progress, there is so much to go over. So sit back as we count down 10 new rides, attractions, and updates coming to Walt Disney World this summer. Number 10. If you find yourself at Magic Kingdom this summer, I need to highlight two rides that recently reopened from their big refurbishments, starting with Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. I'm very happy to report that the Buzz Lightyear animatronic in the queue received a brand new outer shell, along with a new voice actor, which again isn't Tim Allen.
No doubt that you're working that nefarious criminal, the sworn enemy of the Galactic Alliance, the evil Emperor Zurg.
The voice is going to take some getting used to, but I was amazed at how adding handheld laser blasters and interactive targets truly make this feel like a modern shooting dark ride. You kind of forget that the ride opened in 1998. Everything is so vibrant, and the addition of Buddy at the beginning and the enhanced escape hatch were really nice touches. Imagineers did a fantastic job with the refresh, and you'll have a blast trying to become a galactic hero. Then over at Big Thunder Mountain, May 3rd marked the attraction's official reopening. During its 16-month refurbishment, the ride received brand new trains and track, which now provides an even smoother ride experience. Disney also lowered the height requirement from 40 inches to 38 inches, which means even more younger guests can now ride. The Rainbow Cavern scene on the first lift hill is a really nice touch, and Magic Kingdom now has a unique scene on that final lift hill featuring shimmering gold that's just out of reach. There's something that feels super old school Disney about this scene in the best way possible, and overall, don't you worry because it is still the same wildest ride in the wilderness we all know and love. Number 9. On May 26th, Soarin' Across America made its official debut at EPCOT. This marks the third version of the attraction, which celebrates the 250th anniversary of the United States. Once your seatbelt is fastened, this new 4.5-minute film allows you to experience the natural beauty and iconic cityscapes of the US. I love that the film begins with a rocket launch from the Kennedy Space Center right here in Florida. Then you get to experience other iconic locations like the New York City skyline, the Washington Monument, the bayous of Louisiana, Mount Rushmore, the Grand Canyon, and so much more. The film is crystal clear, but there was no variation to the pacing of each shot, and the transitions were pretty underwhelming. I didn't feel the same emotional connection to the attraction like I did with Soarin' Around the World and Over California, but that's not to say that I didn't enjoy it. It's still a worthy successor to Soarin' Around the World, and I'm glad they weaved the original Soarin' melody into the new orchestration. That alone makes the attraction feel very familiar. Soarin' Across America is billed as a limited time engagement, but it's unknown how limited the run will be. It could be a couple months or a couple years. So if you're at EPCOT, make sure you check out Soarin' Across America. Number 8. Over at Hollywood Studios, May 22nd marked the debut of the new mission on Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run with the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Listen up, crew. Our bounties are 2 Imperial officers and a pirate. Our goal is to capture them and collect any crates they're transporting. Thanks to Hondo's intel, we know they're on Tatooine. Grogu and I will meet you there.
With it being the first update to the attraction since opening in 2019, this version allows you to visit many iconic Star Wars locations like Tatooine, Cloud City on the planet Bespin, the wreckage of the second Death Star around the planet Endor, and Coruscant. Everything is still being rendered in real time, which makes for unique gameplay, but Disney also reworked the roles in the cockpit. As a pilot, I feel like they've made it easier to control the ship. There seem to be a lot less crashing into things, which allows for a better ride experience overall whether you're in the pilot seat or in another position. The gunners and engineers now get to interact with Grogu, which is fun, plus the left engineer chooses which planet to visit. I think my favorite planet was Coruscant since it plays the Cantina Band song.
Hello, engineers. Remember more credits. They're working on our
All the changes feel more like classic Star Wars, and the ride is a lot more fun. I was really impressed with how re-rideable Smugglers Run is now. It finally feels like it's living up to its full potential, and you'll truly never have the same experience twice.
Say goodbye. Goodbye. Not you, Hondo. The kid.
Number 7. Staying here at Hollywood Studios, Disney recently revealed the newly reimagined animation courtyard, which takes us on to the Walt Disney Studios lot in Burbank. This entire area has been completely reworked, and it's so much more alive and welcoming. The Sorcerer hat feels right at home too, and the courtyard is the perfect place to slow down a bit, sit on a bench, and just take in the atmosphere. I am a big fan of what they've done, from the newly composed background music to many hidden and not so hidden Disney character statues, as well as details taken right from Burbank, like Pluto's Corner. Just recently, Disney shared an animated map of the magic of Disney animation, and it gives you an idea of how everything will be laid out once it opens later this summer. As you enter the building, to the left there is the Once Upon a Studio Theater, which will show the Emmy Award-winning short Once Upon a Studio. Up to the left is where you can find Drawn to Wonderland, which will be an interactive play area for kids ages 6 months to 5 years old. In the most recent episode of Pardon Our Pixie Dust on YouTube, Walt Disney Imagineering gave us our first look inside the building.
Here we have our Tolji Woods area, complete with our very own Hatter's House, and you'll see that theme everywhere throughout this playground. So we're using theming with flats to lean into those ideas and lean into the idea that this is a collage and we can celebrate all the art that is in here and painted by hand by our artists.
I'm sure this footage was not taken recently, and they're definitely much further along on the interior, but this piece of concept art gives you a better idea of what it's all gonna look like when it's complete. Then on the bottom right, Olaf Draws will be the new animation experience featuring an animatronic Olaf figure. To the left is where you'll find the interactive portraits, and up top is Off the Page. This new meet and greet area will be themed after 6 unique departments from the animation studio, with different characters meeting in each station. Now, since the magic of Disney animation is not set to open until later this summer, the characters who will be meeting in Off the Page are currently roaming the courtyard. I really do wish the characters remained as roaming characters outdoors because it brings so much more energy to the courtyard. I mean, who knows, maybe once it's open, we'll be able to find some additional characters roaming outside. We'll just have to wait and see what happens once the magic of Disney animation is open, so stay tuned for an official opening date. Number 6. Another new addition to Animation Courtyard is the new Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse live show, which officially opened on May 26th, just in time for Cool Kids Summer. This is the same show that opened at DCA last year, and it takes you to Mickey's house where he's throwing a party.
It's a house party. We all go knocking and there's some doubt.
Then Mickey's DJ Sam helps Mickey and Minnie find the rest of their friends, which includes Goofy, Daisy, and Pluto. It's 18 minutes of singing, dancing, and just a bunch of Disney fun. The show is obviously meant for younger audiences, but it's a proper stage show with a full-on story and live singing that everyone can enjoy.
There's nothing better when we're together. We say it loud. Let me hear you now. Say, oh, oh, I wanna hear you scream it out.
It reminded me a lot of the live shows back in the 90s, just with a modern twist. Although Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live debuted for Cool Kids Summer, the show is a permanent addition to Hollywood Studios, and it runs multiple times per day. Number 5. The Cool Kids Summer activities continue over at EPCOT, where Communicore Hall has been completely transformed again into Goofy Core. Last year, this immersive and interactive experience was a hit, so its return makes a lot of sense. Right in the center, there's Goofy's game machine, and with the help of the Goof Crew and Goofy himself, they'll lead the young ones through a variety of activities and games. The showtimes for the Goof Crew are listed on the door outside, but between sets, there's also a DJ dance party along with tons of games that'll still keep the kids occupied. Then over at Magic Kingdom, the Diamond Horseshoe welcomes Jessie's Roundup. From 9:30 to 6 p.m. daily, this Western saloon hosts games, activities, and continuously alternates between two different shows. First, there's Dusty Strings, who's joined by Bullseye as they come out to play the guitar and sing a few songs. They both make their way through the crowd, interacting with everyone for the majority of their set. Then there is the Roundup Ropers, which is more like a traditional stage show led by Jessie and Woody. Along with the dancers, they perform a couple musical numbers before the Roundup Ropers take the stage to do some tricks. The show also includes some interactive aspects, but it's 15 minutes of pure Toy Story fun. Even though it is billed as part of Cool Kids Summer, anyone regardless of age can enjoy both performances. With the hot summer heat, Jessie's Roundup and Goofy Corps are perfect places for the family to cool down, and the kids are sure to have a blast. Number 4. Over at Animal Kingdom, May 26th also marked the arrival of Bluey with a brand new experience called Bluey's Wild World. You just need to hop aboard the Wildlife Express train and head out to Conservation Station. Once you arrive, you'll immediately notice that Bluey has taken over the entire area. Conservation Station has become this colorful, playful, Bluey-inspired space where the guides lead the little ones through this interactive experience with Bluey and Bingo. Performances happen approximately every 15 minutes, so get ready for some familiar Bluey favorites like Magic Asparagus, Keepy Uppy, and more. It's important to note that no part of this experience is a traditional meet and greet, so do not expect to get photos with Bluey and Bingo. They do attempt to make their way through the crowd though, but it gets very chaotic in here. I know Bluey is loved by everyone regardless of age, but I'd say that this experience is very much geared towards just younger guests. I won't be back to watch the show without my nieces, but I would come back just for the animal care facilities. They are still accessible by guests, which is great news. You just need to make your way through all the Bluey madness first. Now, Bluey's Wild World opened as part of Disney World's Cool Kids Summer offerings, but it is a permanent addition that will be sticking around beyond summer. By bringing Bluey to Conservation Station, it also introduced the Jumping Junction Animal Habitat, which is now home to kangaroos and wallabies. Once the animals are a bit more comfortable in their new home, you'll eventually be able to walk through the exhibit, which is going to be really cool. Now, if you have no interest in Bluey and only want to see kangaroos and wallabies, you do not need to make the trek all the way to Conservation Station. The Tree of Life Garden is actually home to some kangaroos, and wallabies can usually be found at the front of the park along the Oasis Trail. Now, the good news for all you Bluey fans is that there is no longer a virtual queue, and the experience is available through a standby queue only. So, you're able to catch Bluey and Bingo daily at Conservation Station from 8:30 a.m. to 3:45 p.m. Number 3. Back over at Hollywood Studios, Sunset Boulevard has gotten a little more psychedelic with Rock'n Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. The newly reimagined coaster also opened on May 26th, and I absolutely love what Imagineers did with the attraction. Since the entire experience is built around Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, Rock'n Roller Coaster still takes place at G-Force Records, only now their manager Scooter is trying to get the band to their big Hollywood performance.
Electric Mayhem, you should really be heading to your concert. We're already very late.
Whoa, look at all the looky-loos.
Oh, hey, the VIP tour.
Scooter has to be one of the most impressive animatronics to date. His movements are so fluid, making it appear as though a live puppeteer is under the desk. Disney actually achieved this by using motion capture technology, which is a super clever way to capture the nuance of the puppet's movement. The entire pre-show is much more enjoyable with all its Muppet gags, but my only criticism is that if you're a couple of rows of people behind, you really can't see much of the action. Then once you're in the alley, things look very familiar, but again, everything has received a Muppet twist. Imagineers included so many Easter eggs, including the actual Muppet Mobile Lab vehicle and the cannon from Muppet Vision 3D. If you didn't know, you'd think the Muppets were always a part of the ride. Now, in terms of the physical coaster experience, it still features the iconic launch from 0 to 57 miles per hour along with 3 inversions, but the tone now is much different. It feels even more chaotic with the new songs, and all the set decor got Muppified. Out of the 5 new songs on the coaster, the only one I didn't get to experience was Walking on Sunshine, but they all fit the ride so well, especially Song 2. The timing of it is just perfect. I have the entire experience of Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets posted on the channel if you want to check that out, but I cannot wait to explore more of the secrets and Easter eggs in the ride. Number 2. One of Walt Disney World's most historic attractions is getting ready for a major update, and of course I'm talking about Carousel of Progress. You're going to want to mark your calendars for July 5th, because that is the very last day to experience the attraction in its current form. Last year it was announced that an animatronic of Walt Disney was going to introduce the show, but we just learned the entire attraction will be completely updated. Carousel of Progress was originally created for the 1964 New York World's Fair, and I'd consider Disney's new plans to be a sequel to the attraction. So here's what we can expect. When Walt Disney introduces Carousel of Progress in the prologue, this new opening scene will be inspired by the 1964 New York World's Fair television special. Since its debut in 1964, the attraction has seen many changes, rewrites, and even a new song from 1975 to 1994, but the biggest difference with this update will be the decade shift of each act. The story will still follow John, Sarah, and the rest of the family, including Rover, with Act 1 beginning in 1969 as they watch the moon landing on television. When the show debuted in 1964, Act 1 also went back about 60 years, so having Act 1 begin in 1969 mirrors that same idea. From there, Act 2 moves to Halloween night in 1985. Here, Sarah takes on more of a central role, explaining how the gadgets and appliances of the decade have made life easier. This sort of calls back to Sarah's role in Act 4 while the attraction was at Disneyland, where she explained the gadgets and appliances of the future. Only now, the future is the past. Then Act 3 jumps to New Year's Eve of 1999 as the family prepares to ring in the new millennium, all while the internet begins bringing the world closer together. They also mention that Grandpa is asleep while Grandma watches wrestling, which means although the timeline is shifting, they will be reusing at least some of the existing turntable scenes. And finally, the attraction ends with the possible future, which can be seen here in this piece of concept art. You can see the home is filled with new technology, robots, and the entire family is still there. Now, the song There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow has always been at the heart of the attraction, and it will still play between scenes, which is some of the best news we could get. You know that Carousel of Progress is one of my favorite attractions, but over the years, I've been pretty critical about the show quality slipping. It's in desperate need of an update, and I couldn't be happier that it's finally happening. I'm very excited for this reimagining, and it sounds like the team of Imagineers working on the project truly care about the history and legacy of Carousel of Progress. I mean, an attraction about progress needs to progress, and it's not as easy as just updating the final scene. If that's the avenue Disney chose, there would be a 100-year gap from Act 3 to the future in Act 4. My guess is that Walt introducing the show before Act 1 will cover some of the technological advancements made up until the 1960s. I really do think we're in for a worthy successor to the original show, and it'll definitely allow modern audiences to have more of a personal connection to the material. Carousel of Progress will temporarily close on July 6, 2026, and Disney expects the attraction to reopen sometime in 2027. Number 1. We're gonna end the list by taking a look at progress on some ongoing construction projects at Walt Disney World, starting with Tropical Americas at Animal Kingdom. As time goes on, more and more structures are going vertical, and the show building for the new Encanto attraction is almost fully enclosed. This structure on the left will be the entrance into the ride, and in the latest aerial shots from BioReconstruct, you get an even better idea of the progress. They've even begun framing the temple on the exterior of the former Dino Institute. It's fascinating seeing all this progress, and it won't be long before the Magical Casita will be peaking above construction fences. Tropical Americas is still slated for a 2027 opening. Then over at Hollywood Studios, work on Monstropolis is moving right along with scaffolding up at pretty much every building. A lot of bricks have been removed from the former Muppet Vision 3D theater, and most of the buildings have been stripped right down to the frame. This is turning out to be more than just a simple redressing of the existing facades. We actually get an even better look at the construction progress in this behind-the-scenes footage Imagineering recently released in that episode of Pardon Our Pixie Dust. This back here is the former Mama Melrose restaurant, which has been completely gutted, and they're in the midst of pouring foundations. This will extend the building out to make way for the new Harryhausen's restaurant. Now, Disney also released new story details for the land. So Monstropolis at Hollywood Studios picks up after the events of Monsters, Inc., when Mike and Sully discovered that laughter was actually more powerful than screams. This discovery has completely changed the city, and for the first time, they're opening up the doors to us humans and welcoming us into Monstropolis for Human Day. It stands for Humans Understand Monsters Are Nice. It's cute and clever. Disney says we'll be able to step into the everyday world of these monsters with storefronts, city streets, unique food, and familiar locations from the film. During a hard hat tour of the construction site, Imagineers went on record saying they're using Shanghai's Zootopia as a model for the level of storytelling. Zootopia is a highly immersive land that's been built as a functioning city, so that's exactly how they want Monstropolis to feel as well. The front page of the Monstropolis horn has 2 headers mentioning local restaurants as well as the Globe Theater. Their stories can be found on page 8, column 15, which I think is a clue that references the D23 Parks presentation on August 15th. That's 8:15. So we'll probably learn a lot more about the new show coming to the Globe Theater, as well as the quick service restaurant replacing Pizza Rizzo and Harryhausen. Now, from inside the park, we can't see any progress on the door coaster, but once again, BioReconstruct comes through with aerial updates. Vertical construction has begun on part of the show building, and many of the coaster supports have already been installed. There is obviously still a lot of work to be done, but it's very exciting to finally be getting these sort of updates on Monstropolis. Finally, over at Magic Kingdom, work on Cinderella Castle is practically complete as the park centerpiece now sports its new color palette. Honestly, I don't think Cinderella Castle has ever looked better, and I'm a big fan of this look. Then, refurbishment work on the exterior of the Haunted Mansion is currently underway, and even though it's completely covered by a scrim, the ride is fully open. In Storybook Circus, work on replacing the circus tents is still ongoing, which means Pete's Silly Sideshow and Big Top Souvenirs are currently closed. The characters are still meeting in the land, but if you're looking for a quiet spot at the park, the back of Storybook Circus is pretty empty most of the day. Now, the biggest ongoing construction project at Magic Kingdom is with the new Cars Rally Race attraction and Villains Land. There is a lot going on, but right now, crews are in the midst of pouring the foundation for this new exterior retaining wall. From the Big Thunder Mountain queue, you do get some really great views of the area, but my guess is that this will be the footprint for the entire Cars ride. Now, since Big Al's has closed and is now demolished to widen the Frontierland walkway, I think we can expect the entire boardwalk to close in the very near future. Parts of it are already off limits, and they'll need a lot of the space clear to continue construction. We'll have to keep an eye on everything, but there are a lot of exciting things to come. So, from this list, what new ride or attraction are you the most excited for? I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below to start a conversation, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video.